It's the Ginge Show.
All right, let's just get it started. I have musician, singer, songwriter, Bray. Welcome to the Ginge Show.
Yes, sir. I'm glad to be here.
All right, so I know you are from or live in Nashville right now, but where are you from in Missouri?
I'm from a small town in Crane, but then I moved to kind of Springfield, Missouri.
Okay, what's the small town?
It's called Crane. It's like probably, I'd say 1,200-1,500 people, no stoplights, the old typical, but yeah, I mean, know everybody. You say something good, say something bad, everybody's going to know it.
Okay, I am from Oklahoma, but I have never even heard of it, so I know it's pretty small. I'm from a town of about 10,000, and that's like big in comparison.
That's pretty big, yeah, compared to Crane.
How many people did you graduate with?
I think 39.
Nice.
How much did you graduate with?
88.
Really? I
So
mean, that's yeah.
There's not a lot of dating options.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing a lot of dating in high school, so that worked out fine for me.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just go back, start from the very beginning, because I'm super curious about this. I think I saw that you wrote your first song when you were 11?
Yes. Yeah, I wrote my first song when I was... Damn, you did your research. Yeah. I wrote my first song at 11. I used to have scoliosis, and we'd go up to St. Louis.
Okay.
I think every couple months with my mom, just to get checkups and everything. And I'd always get like toys, and I don't know, mom would stop after I was being good or whatever, and the doctor, and I'd get toys. And one day she got me a notebook and a pencil or something.
Okay.
And I watched Eminem "Not Afraid," the music video.
That was the first inspiration?
Seriously, that was, I don't know, I don't know. I was like, I could do this, and I was 11, and I wrote a song, probably not the best song, but it made kind of sense. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So how did you write it? Did you like have a instrument, or did you just write it as far as just the lyrics?
Just wrote lyrics. Just wrote pretty much a poet. Like poetry. It was just like I wrote something that rhymed, and my mom like grabbed it, and she's like, "Wait, this is kind of good." Yeah. I didn't know what I was doing. I was 11. I still remember it though. Yeah, I still remember being in the back seat and writing it, but that's how I wrote my first song.
I don't really know how I found that out specifically. I mean, I did a pretty deep dive on you a few days ago, but I don't know where. Normally, I guess that would be embarrassing, but I feel good about it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. You did your research.
So right now, when you're writing music, do you write on a specific instrument? Do you write with a team? What's your process as far as songwriting right now?
Right now, it's just like I go to Nashville, I think Monday, and I'll get with a group of people, whether it's one person or it could be 3 people, and someone comes in. There could be times where, I mean, it's just you're sitting in a room for an hour, 2 hours talking about kind of just nothing, and then someone says something that kind of clicks, and you're like, hey, we could write a song about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kind of write with a couple people. They always said find your close-knit circle in Nashville, and I found a pretty good circle. But yeah, if I have an idea or if I'm thinking of an idea, I will call Aaron Rosing. He's in Nashville. I'll call him immediately. He's my go-to guy. Like, hey, I have this idea. And yeah, I go straight to him. But yeah, man, co-writes. Never knew what that was. I mean, coming from Springfield, I thought you were supposed to drink some whiskey and go sit in a closet somewhere and write some songs.
I actually worked for ASCAP for a while, which is
that's where I'm. Yeah,
is that what your publishing is through? And the job though that I had was in every bar or any business, they have to have a license to play music. If they have a DJ or an artist, they have to pay for that. Yeah. And so I was the guy that went and enforced that.
No way.
So I would walk into a place and just immediately be the enemy. I hated that job so much. If the guy that hired me somehow is watching this, like, you were great, but it was the worst. I'm not really the enforcer type. Like, if I was a wrestler, that would not be my name. Although I don't really see myself being a wrestler, so I don't. So I'll actually back up, because no joke, like, you're in my very early releases, not releasals of this podcast. Yeah. I think you got that special something, man.
Thank you, man.
I really do, and I'm a pretty tough critic with that.
That's good. Yeah, that's what we need.
But you just have I feel like you have the right look. Your voice is really, really good, and I think that it's really never been easier or tougher to make it right now, because you have that line in quicker because of social media, but because of that, everybody that wants to do it, can do
So
it.
true. That's so dang true.
I really do. I think you have the special thing.
Thank
I
you,
wanted to
man.
get you on here. All right. Are you signed with a label?
I don't know what to say here. I'm signed with they're a label, but it's kind of, I just call them a team.
Okay.
It's Real Big in Nashville. It's my boy LJ. Shout out LJ.
Shout out LJ.
LJ Stoll. He worked with Big Machine for a long time,
Oh, okay.
and he's a GM over there. But he started his own thing called Real Big Records, and he signed a couple people. He signed some great artists. I mean, it's new, and we did a little couple label meetings and stuff, just Zoom, and it was awesome. But LJ was the first one that was like, I need you down in Nashville. I want to meet you face to face. Didn't say anything about a deal. He just wanted to get to know me.
Yeah.
And that's when I was already like, I got a manager probably 2 months before that. I was like, this is pretty cool. But
Because the whole label thing is in a really weird spot right now, because you obviously have like Taylor Swift releasing her versions of songs because she couldn't buy them back from a label.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think that you don't need labels right now, but who you know is still...
it is.
It really is the thing.
Yeah.
And I, being a songwriter, I think one of the things that made it the toughest for me is being in Springfield, Missouri. Just straight up.
That is very true.
Because the way that I got into songwriting, I've been doing it for a long time, and I at I don't know, my mid-20s won an international songwriting contest, which was kind of a small thing, but I went over there, I met a bunch of people, and this guy from Germany went on to be a really big songwriter there, wrote a lot of really big hit songs. He liked my music a lot, thought I was a really good songwriter, and I ended up signing to BMG through him.
Really?
Yeah, but it was very weird because me being here, him being in Germany, you just don't have a lot of artists that want to just take a song.
Yeah.
They want to be part of the creation of it.
Exactly.
And the publishing really is where the money is. I'll try to tell people this, but the writers are who get the money over time.
Yeah,
the
exactly
creation of it. And so most artists want to be part of the process. I'm assuming you've probably never taken a song just you, like taken something completely that somebody else wrote.
I actually did my first time. I'll say it, but the team hit me up and they said, "Hey, Tucker Wetmore, I don't know if you know who that is."
No.
He wrote a big song like the "Wind Up Missing You You in the Morning." It's a great song, and he's killing it right now. But he recorded it and everything, was gonna put on an album and didn't end up doing it. Then a girl named Autumn in Nashville, a writer, she sent it over to them and said, "Hey, I think Bray would sound good on this." I mean, I'm still a writer. That's what people like.
So you became like a part of the collaboration of it.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, and that's more what I meant. Not many people want to just take a song where they're the artist and they had no part in the creation of it.
But I look at it this way. I look at it as I thought I was a great writer, which I wrote Time Machine, Mibbles Lullaby, some great songs, did great. And I thought I was a great writer. I was like, no one can, I mean, come on now. I go to Nashville, sit in a room for 10 minutes, 5 minutes. And I was like, yes, there's a reason they get paid to do what they do. And it's not unless where I'm going to walk in a room and just let them do everything. I'm still going to be there. We can co-write. But if Autumn and a couple of people, Tucker, if they send a song and it's a great song, that's what they do. You know what I mean? That's what they do. I'm an artist. I'm a songwriter. But the song is so great. It's called Drunk Side of Sober. Okay. I first was like, what does that mean? LJ's like, I don't know. Andrew's like, I don't know, but it's a great song.
That's a great title.
And yeah, the song's so cool. And I recorded it with the 720 boys in Nashville, and that was the first time, I guess, but a lot of times it's just co-writes.
What about your newest song? If I Was Him.
If I Was Him, yeah. Dude, that's crazy. So I can look at my notes. If I Was Him was in there from a year ago.
Really?
Yeah, it was in a year ago, and I wrote a whole song. It was kind of like a sad song, right? Okay. And it was like, if I was him, I could do better than what he's doing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And the 720 boys, Jared Ingram and Blake Hubbard, they were like, hey, I walked in, and Aaron Rosing, of course, I will bring Aaron everywhere. Aaron Rosing, sorry. I'll bring him everywhere. And I think that was maybe our first time meeting. And my manager set it up. went over to a nicest studio I've ever been in my life compared to the Springfield studios.
Yeah,
and I love Springfield studios.
I can't even imagine
But
what
I walked
they're
in,
like there.
$1 million studio, and I was like, this is crazy. They're probably gonna act some type of way, and they were the sweetest. And I walked in, and they said, "What's on your mind?" I said, "If I was him, it's about you could be better than this guy. If I was him, I could do better." And Jared Ingram said, "No." He said, "All right, Devin told me about your past a little bit." He said, "If you were him, you'd be in a bad spot." And I was like, "All right, so what are we gonna do?" And they started just cooking up a track on the spot, you know.
Oh yeah.
They started, and you heard the track. It's insane. It's groovy. You know what I mean? They just started cooking up on the spot, and I'm sitting there from Crane, Missouri, Springfield, Missouri. Just I'm sweating, dude. And yeah, we just kind of someone said, "If I was him," and yeah, we just went from there. I think we wrote the verses after. That was probably the funnest writing experience I've ever had in my life.
That's the way to do it too.
Yeah, I didn't feel like a writing experience.
The chorus first.
It was awesome.
So you have a music video to If I Was Him. You may have even more, but you have full-length music videos to those two that are really made high production value.
Yeah.
Do you think right now, is it as important to have a full music video, or is it more important to use the clips on social media?
It's way more important to use the clips.
That's what I thought.
It's way more short. It's, and not saying anything bad, but attention span these days, you know, with social media, if you don't give me the first 3 seconds, it comes from back at home, like Springfield, Crane, this other places where I've been around. I don't know. It's different because it's not because when I used to do hip hop music, it wasn't.
Oh, that's where you started.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
And no one. I think I DM'd you in 2017 or 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's incredible. I had no clue about that.
Yeah.
Is that on your social media way back? Because
no,
I didn't get back there if it is.
I deleted all of it.
Incredible.
I know, I deleted all of it. But no one really was, not necessarily on my side, but it was like, why would you listen to this? Because the songs, no, they wasn't great, but I didn't really fit in, but I was always from Crane, Missouri.
I don't actually think that's that weird to have started in that place.
It's the way I could write. So that's what I love. And country came a little bit easier, but it's also, I don't know, it's also, you have to be unique and be creative. But yeah, just a huge following around where I'm from. And it's like, it sounds cheesy, but it's pretty much like family and just straight support. It's not fans. Like I'll walk into a gas station. Like earlier I walked into a gas station in Springfield, and someone just walked in there. I bought like a Gatorade, and they tapped me on the shoulder, and they just put a knuckles out and I just gave them knuckles.
That's amazing.
It wasn't, hey, can I get a picture of this and that? It was just, I don't know, I love that.
That's kind of what we were talking about earlier, of the social media aspect allows you to grow and connect with people that are feeling it.
Yes.
And just to feel that connection, even fame is completely in the mind.
Yeah.
Being in entertainment, I've met lots of people that'll want to take a picture. I've met tons of people that don't know who I am and couldn't care less.
Yeah.
But it is interesting because at these most random moments, somebody would hear me talk and just be like, "Are you the Ginge?" Yeah. And then 99.9% of the time I could say who I am and they would not care at all. Yeah. But it is such a power of media, whether that's social media, radio, TV, any of it. It's just out there so much more.
Garth Brooks and all of them has talked about. They didn't have that one, and so they had to go play hundreds of shows, little dive bars, and I don't know, we're blessed to have it. As you said, it's a curse. Because there's probably thousands of people that are better, if not good as me, that just do the same thing with better content.
Yeah.
And we've tried to focus on the content now because that's what we see.
I saw a guy from a record label talking about that people would hit him up and they would say, my daughter is the best musician you've ever heard, but then he would look on her social media and she would have 50 followers. Yeah. And what he was saying is social media is, if you cannot succeed at all in that world, you don't have what it takes to make it on a record label in this day and time. Yes. There was a day and time where record labels would go out to dive bars and find a Garth Brooks. Those days are over.
Yeah.
If you cannot succeed, now that doesn't mean you have to have 1 million followers to succeed.
Yeah.
But if you can't put out media and get a reaction from it,
Yep.
you just don't have what it takes.
That's
and
right.
they can judge it by that.
That is exactly right, though.
Yeah.
I mean, see, so I try to explain it to my friends, and they're like, you're crazy. Just wait till you're at a show and they hear this. That's not how it works these days.
Nope.
It really isn't.
The people vote right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
And like I said, that doesn't mean you have to have 1 million followers.
Yeah.
It just means people have to react to what you're doing.
And I don't know. Do you blame? I mean, I don't blame them because
No.
that's what it is.
It just is what it is.
And at this point, like that's what we were talking about. Yes, I'm a musician, but also they had to get it in my head. I'm a content creator.
that's what I thought you were going to say. And that's
Yeah.
it's the truth.
You could have like my music is probably not the best, but you make good content that grabs people's attention. I mean, they're gonna stick around for a little bit to see what comes next.
I'm just gonna jump into it because, so in your music video for If I Was Him, you get slapped.
Hard.
Dude, it looks so legitimate.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Did you tell her like you can really slap me, or were you because it looks so hard you can't fake
Dude.
it.
And that's what it came down to. Shout out Taylor.
Shout out Taylor.
Love you, Taylor.
I mean, you did it.
So we came into it, and that was never supposed to be a thing because we recorded at the bar in Billings. Shout out Tavern. And Rob Kelly, he shot the video, and he shot Part of My Life. He's great. Father Figures. He's great. He's here in Springfield. He said, it'd be cool and great idea. He said, if a girl slaps you and you turn, you say, if I was him. I'm like, yeah, that'd be awesome. I thought about it in my head. I could see it. So let's do it. So I called up Taylor. Taylor's in the gym every day.
Okay.
Looks great. She's perfect. I love Taylor. And I said, hey, I need you to come slap me. And she's kind of, all right, fine, but what's the reason? I said, just come slap me for a music video. And she asked me, she said, like pretty hard or just a little bit. I just said, sell it. That's all. And I shouldn't have. I'm not kidding. Yeah, I when she hit me, yeah, my ears were ringing for I'd say 15, 30 minutes. They were just ringing.
I've been so
and you could
excited.
see it on the video too.
That's why I've been so excited to ask you that question, because that seemed real in a way you just could not fake it.
We had a full macchiato. Yeah, it was yeah, when she slapped me, yeah, I mean, I wanted to hug her and just almost get mad at her at the same time, but it was awesome.
It's really funny, but that legitimately is the question that I was most excited to ask you. But that piece of content, it goes from what we were talking about into it of that has nothing to do with your music.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, that piece of content just works. And it's something like that that's going to get 10 million views, and you just don't know what that thing is, and that's why we just keep creating.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's what we were shooting content. Now we have content days, and when I was 16, I would never thought we had content days.
Right.
But yeah.
It does sound weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds insane.
Yeah, it sounds
but
weird.
But this is how bad it gets is my boy Chance that shoots my content here in Springfield. He came down to Cape Fair where I'm at, and I got one of my girls that are friends, and I was like, hey, we're going to do a little slap. And just a little, but she did a little slap, so it was awesome. And I never believed in Instagram Reels or anything, TikTok, and we posted that video. I think it did 250, 300,000 on TikTok, and then 100,000 on Instagram, and that's where all the followers are coming from.
I actually didn't even know that that does not surprise me. It affected me.
It was a slap. She slapped me. She's a great looking girl. She slapped me, and that's what 3 seconds catch your attention.
Yep.
But also, before that, we did one where I think she threw water in my face with different clothes, but I kept my same pants on, and it looked like I peed myself, right? And Chance, the videographer, said, hey, change your pants. Looks like you peed yourself. I said, trust me. This is where it comes into content, right? I said, trust me. Watch. He's like, all right, whatever. And we shot that and did all the views. And, dude, there was so much. I think probably out of 1,000 comments, 400 was, you pissed your pants. Hey, look at this guy. He pissed his pants. And I'd respond to every single one. Wow. I'm like, yeah, she slapped the pee out of me. And, yeah, after that, I keep sending all the, like, I don't know, kill him with kindness.
Yeah, dude,
so I answer all
that
of
is genius, actually.
Yeah, I kill him with kindness. I just thought of it before, and it gets people don't realize the more you comment, the more the algorithm's going to shoot you up.
That's the last guy that I had on here was 417 Foodish. Shout out to Billy. He's awesome. He has a lot of, and he said the most important thing for engagement is to comment to your comments.
Yeah.
And just that back and forth is what drives it up the absolute most. And I think there's a real lesson in that it doesn't really matter what they're saying.
Yeah.
It matters that they're saying something.
Yeah.
If you want to support the Ginge Show, please like and subscribe. It is independently financed, aka I am financing it myself. So a like and subscribe really helps me out a lot, and it's free. If you are looking for a DJ for your wedding, private party, corporate event, the club, whatever, I'm your guy. Hit me up at thegingeshow.com or at the Ginge Show on all social media. All right, back to the episode. Please like and subscribe. So I have one more social media question.
Yeah.
Which one is the most important? We got of the big three: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
I'm gonna go
Like,
ahead.
you have
it's
to
quick.
pick.
Yeah, it's quick. I'm gonna say TikTok.
That's what I think
for
too.
some reasons. It's
just the freshest, right?
it's not even the freshest. It's just TikTok is your drawing board. So you can post 10 TikToks, like 10 TikToks a day. Oh, and that's what the team was saying is they talked to the TikTok rep and they said post 8 to 10 a day.
Really?
Yeah, they said post 8 to 10 a day, and that's honestly it's true.
Wow.
That's what the team says too. Is which I'm slacking on it. Sorry, but I'm slacking
Well,
on
this is
it.
going to be content team.
Yeah, that's what they said, and it's everything lifestyle. Just post everything. I mean, it's TikTok.
8 to 10.
It's TikTok.
I think that's going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, it is. It's a drawing board though. I know so many people. You probably do too. That's like, oh my gosh, I posted my first TikTok and it's at 20K. It's at 100K. It's a drawing board. It's find your niche, of course, but then when you see what works, that's what I do. When I see what works on TikTok, that absolutely goes crazy. Mm-hmm. I posted to Instagram first, and it does really well. I don't know. I like TikTok because, I mean, that's how the team found me.
Really? That's how?
Yeah, TikTok.
So what did you do that your team found you? What was the moment?
It was just straight TikTok. It was my manager found me from TikTok too. It was I dropped a song Time Machine. It did really well, and then that was my first song I ever dropped as country artist in 4 years. And then I dropped Midwest Lullaby, and I would get DMs from kind of labels, and I think I have 4 labels, and one of them I was so close to signing to. I signed a lawyer and everything, and then I got the manager, and he said, "Do not do that," which I found him. He found me from TikTok, I guess. And then this guy LJ with Real Big, he said, and it wasn't, hey, I'm with this record label, I'm with this. It was just a DM. I could tell he's legit from Nashville. He said, FaceTime, I don't get to know you. I said, can my manager be on the phone? He said, yes. FaceTime for probably an hour. Didn't ask anything about music for a little bit. It was just straight getting to know me.
That goes back to.
And I said, how'd you find me? And it was kind of just seen a TikTok, Midwest Lullaby. He said, I will never forget this, and this means a lot. He just said, I listen to 80 songs a day or every 2 days, and I just pass everything through. I'm like, yeah, no. He said, I listen to Midwest Lullaby, and I can't stop. And I was like, well, that's really good. And that's a song that I just wrote. I think I was Whiskey Bottle Deep by the lake. I wrote by myself, and I was like, man, this is kind of cool. But that's when TikTok, I thought, I don't know. I was like, this is it. And then last month, they kept saying, post a TikTok. And so I posted a TikTok. It did 300,000 in, I think, 2 days.
Wow.
And yeah.
One thing that's interesting that I've noticed about TikTok is you can have something go viral, and that does not mean you're going to get an insane amount of followers from it, and that does not mean your next one is going to go viral either, which is, once again, back to that blessing and a curse, because it allows you to not get locked into something, but it also is not as simple as... I feel like if something goes viral on YouTube, you're going to get an insane amount of followers. Maybe that way more on Instagram, but on TikTok specifically, it's not a guarantee of future success.
Really it's really not. But lately, I will give it to them because there's some that'll do higher numbers than others. and I could see more followers being on those because of 3 seconds. We do this little Snapchat switch to actual quality. If you can get their, I don't know, if you can get their attention real quick, and that's what I think. I had to make a whole new TikTok because I got like hacked or whatever. And
really,
yeah, I got hacked. I seen like a message or something, and I clicked on it. It was like, hey, I want you to check this out. I seen your music on here, and I checked it. I was like, oh, cool article.
Doesn't that make you when you get kind of fooled, doesn't it?
Yeah, because
really
I just got I think I hit 10K followers, and I was like, this is awesome. But we started the new ones at 9K probably 3 months ago, and I'll give it to TikTok now. If for musicians, it's, you hear a musician, it's like, oh, let me find this guy, let me make sure he tunes in the next song. Some people are not, but I don't know, I posted like funny TikToks that'll go crazy, but probably 10 followers.
I was very interested to ask you that because Facebook has gotten better. It's clearly your older to youngest demographic is definitely Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It would be youngest to oldest. Billy was talking about 417 Foodist that Facebook has gotten better lately, and I do think that they have changed something about their algorithm, but it will always, I think, be the lowest of the three, especially if you're trying to go to a younger demographic. And it'll be interesting what comes in and makes TikTok different, but that is the one that when I'm talking to my 13-year-old daughter, that is the only one that even exists. Yeah. Essentially.
That is true.
I still like Instagram a lot because I don't love the nothing but video format. In Instagram, I still like that there's pictures, so I can have something on, be doing something, and still look at it. But doing this podcast, I feel like everything has to go to all three of those.
Yes,
for
exactly
this specifically.
I mean, YouTube Shorts is huge. YouTube Shorts is also huge. But Facebook, man, people talk about these TikTok comments or Instagram comments. My Instagram comments can get a little whatever if it hits the algorithm, but
I already know what you're going to say here.
Facebook
is where the hate lives.
Holy cow.
It is absolutely insane there. And I'll tell you what else lives on Facebook, and that is AI stuff, because I know that it's there, but I still sent my wife a video of a woman petting a great white shark. That's the last one that got me. And they wrote the longest story explaining how this woman made this relationship with a great white shark, but I just cannot believe I got fooled by that. But AI and hate lives on Facebook for sure. And I think that's absolute. So last social media thing, have your videos, the full-length ones on YouTube, has that been important? Or do you think still the other social media are so much more?
I think it is to a certain factor, just because, like I said, a lot of it's this sounds bad, but it's like giving back to my hometown and the surrounding area. Like, of course, there's TikTok and everything I can reach new people on. But the videos, it sounds bad, but it's just for fun. Yeah. That sounds bad, right? But I have I have a great time doing it, especially with Rob Kelly. And
I still think it's important.
It is.
And the reason I think it's important is legitimacy.
Exactly.
It makes
professionalism.
Yes. And that is, I think, a lot of the reason that I wanted to do video for this is it feels like the whole reason this set took me so long to make is I want, when people turn it on, for them to think that is a professional podcast. We all know when we see something and it's legit. And when I look at your music videos, whoever shot them has a legit camera. It's very clear that there is a set design with it. And I think legitimacy, that does really matter.
It's huge.
And the way that this podcast will be released is there's something called Podbean, and you essentially upload it and it puts it to everything in the exact second. Because you still want it to exist completely audio, which the audio part I know sounds high quality because I know
Yeah.
everything about audio, but
Yeah.
the video, figuring out the lighting and exactly where to put the camera, that part is still, I'm kind of figuring it out. Like I just realized that your light is not actually on. And, I'm not going to turn it on now because that's going to change it, but it'll be fine. I don't think, like, I'm just kind of embracing that it's new. And I ultimately think the content is the most important part, which we were talking about. I'm actually going to turn it on because I want to see if people like it more with it on or with it off. Oh, that's what I unplugged when we started. Yeah, I thought, I should plug in my phone, and I just thought, I'll unplug this one. Yep. That was the lighting. It all checks out now. I'm gonna go ahead and see what that's like. We're gonna try this. Second lighting.
There we go. Whoa.
That's a little too crazy. The smallest one. There we go.
Hey.
Ladies, you're welcome. We want to light up that face right there. That's the moneymaker.
There we go.
All right. So, if you could collab with any artist, what would it? Who would it be?
Who do you think? Say it.
I mean, my best guess would be Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm really happy.
Yeah.
I'm really happy because I saw a list just the other day of biggest. I don't remember if it was selling or most streams, and Morgan Wallen was in the top 5.
Huge.
And these were artists like Eminem,
Huge.
Lady Gaga, and it was a few of them he beat. I was like, that is mind-blowing.
Yes.
He transcends country music.
But it's because in my opinion, he's not sticking to the script. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
he puts out albums that have like 50 songs in them.
Yeah.
Nobody else is doing that.
But half of them could be kind of pop country, half of them could be sad country, and that's what I love about him. It's
I actually really like that you made me guess because how can it not be him?
It's yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not a huge country music person, but I went to see him and I loved it. He's incredible.
He is. Whether people, I don't know, people are like, that's not real country. Well,
no, it is.
Yeah, I mean,
and you know what? Whoever says that, like, that's a stupid thing to say. I'm looking right in the camera. Defining stuff by genres is the dumbest thing ever.
Exactly.
Because that's what makes, like, you talked about Eminem and earlier, and I think that's one thing that people love about him is that obviously he's a rapper, but he has these different characters. He came in, he's like, I'm a white boy. We love people that smash expectation.
Yes.
And it is so dumb when people say stuff like that.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, coming from Top 40, I played so many of his songs.
But Shabuzi, you know Shabuzi?
Oh, yeah.
See, so Shabuzi, it was a big whole thing of that's not country. He shouldn't be part of the country charts. Well, he was number 1 for, I don't want to say the correct, I don't really know the correct amount of weeks.
A long time.
And I only love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when I watched with him specifically, when I watched his music video, what's the song? I'm blanking on that.
Is it Barger or not Barger Around? It's my song. Sorry.
It's Tipsy, but it's not that.
Everybody in bargain tipsy.
Whichever that one. Everybody knows that one. But when I watched the music video, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
He just has a vibe that is completely legitimate. The second you hear it, I mean, the second you see him, it just, love that song. Hated it at first. Yeah. Then I watched the music video and I thought,
really?
Well, coming from Top 40 radio, you just hear the big hits. You hear them over and over, and it's a compliment to the artist. Was that playing on there?
Was that playing on?
Oh yeah, that was one of those that was a huge hit on country music and in Top 40. It was massive.
That's awesome.
Massive. But even in that world, there's just artists and genres that when you break through, you break through. And somebody like Morgan Wallen is just talking bad about him just makes you immediately like dumber.
Yes.
In my opinion.
It's just a consistency.
It's absolute. Thank you for that moment where you like
You'll
made me guess, because that is what I would have thought, but I didn't know. I really wondered, like, would he find this as an insult because that's going to be too pop country? But yeah. While we're talking about music, what's your next? Because you don't have an album yet, right?
No,
is that a plan coming up? And I have a secondary question of that, of just, does an album even matter that much? I shouldn't have asked both questions.
Well, no, it's a tough question because we have another single drop. I had a meeting today, and our next single's dropping, because I hadn't dropped a song in 9 months since Father Figures. And this is kind of a backstory, but the team was kind of like, hey, we want a whole catalog before we drop another song. And I was mad. I was impatient. Didn't know the patient was a thing. But then my manager he said, you dropped Time Machine. I asked you what's next. You had no clue you recorded Midwest Lullaby. You have to chase everything. So then we got a catalog going. Albums, I hate to say it, unless you're you're getting consistent streaming and know you're you know what I mean, have a great following. In my opinion, might not be true, but I don't think albums are everything. I think EPs are a lot better than albums.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Little EPs, but if you could stack up some singles and then you get that following, like Baker Blankenship, great guy. I met him in Nashville and he stayed over at the hotel. I don't know. He told me until he got an actual following, that's when he decided to drop an EP, just because it makes up for it. Because
I can't even remember the last album I listened to.
I can't either.
Like Taylor Swift's album is about to come out, and I'll listen to it because Max Martin co-wrote every song on it, and that's my favorite writer, and so I have to listen to it. But I'm a DJ too, so I make playlists professionally, but I listen to playlists that I've made.
Yes.
I mean, that was always weird working in radio because I listen to the songs that I put into a grouping, but it's never an album. In the 2020s, it is never an album that blows somebody up. Ever. It is a singular song. That doesn't mean that you may not need a follow-up song. But it is a single that blows up everyone right now.
And I think after that, you can go into the EP or album range. But I think until then, I don't. Back in the day, like you said, if I'm in school or something, someone said, hey, have you heard the new Kanye album or this album?
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I listen to every song. The Drake album. I listen to every song. Now I love Morgan Wallen, probably my favorite artist. You listen to Morgan album, I've listened to a couple songs.
Right. Well, like I said, they have like 50 songs.
It's not saying anything's bad against the songs, but it's just, I don't know. I mean, what is it? It's not really, it doesn't come back to social media attention span. It's just.
No, I think you're making the right decision. I think you just keep making the best singular song you can.
Yes.
You keep working social media the way you are. Another reason I think you're going to make it, which I don't know exactly what that even means right now.
No one does.
For me, having a hit song is where I define making it. Billboard charts mean a lot to me. It's funny, radio still really affects the way charts happen. Huge. Even though radio is... It's not as in decline as people thinks that it is, and I don't even work in radio anymore, but it still really, really affects the charts. But a hit song will do, that is what I consider the next level. But I think that you will do that because it sounds to me like you have a really good team around you, which still incredibly matters. And you're putting out songs on that level, and you have a voice that I think there's a Post Malone sound in it a little bit, the way that the high end, I can't describe it, but I know what it has, like a roll in it that I hear.
I've heard a lot of that.
And kind of a top end air, but that is a huge compliment coming from me. I've loved him forever. I'm not as big of a fan of his new stuff. I just can't.
I hear
get there. But I still think there is an influence in your. I don't know. There's an influence. I think there's a comparison. But I just really do think you have a special voice, and I just think you have the right look. You kind of have your own vibe to me. I think it's cool that you came from some hip hop stuff that is gonna. And I had no clue of that whatsoever. You have a deeper like talking voice than I knew. It's really weird though, in singing, people's talking voice do not sound like
No,
their singing
not at
voice
all.
a lot of different times. It's honestly like your throat, it's coming from a different place. But it is interesting because I would put your voice in the top third of highness. That's not the right word to use. But then speaking, your voice is on probably the lower third, which is very interesting.
But I cannot sing. I cannot sing low. Not a great low singer.
Interesting.
Yeah, if we're in the studio in Nashville, I'll hit something kind of low, and my engineer Aaron will say, "Hey," we say Garth in it because Garth Brooks a little low.
Sure.
He said, "You're Garth in it right now. You need to get up a little bit." He's like, "Hit that G," and I'm, dude, I didn't know what I was like. What's a G? You know what I mean at the time.
Sure.
And,
do you play a instrument specifically?
Honestly, I this sounds awful, but I didn't get into country singing until a year and 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I never once played any instruments. I just made tracks and stuff, made beats.
Yeah.
So I kind of got the gist of it, but we're learning on guitar right now. Nothing crazy, just learning some chords. We're gonna get better, but
I don't think that is that important either because I played. I did a lot of guitar and singing from college, and then I had 2 years that my first job after college was just playing guitar and singing on patios and stuff like that. But I would say my instrument is the computer.
Yeah.
Like I know how to produce things.
Yes.
I don't need a drummer because I know how to use samples. I know how to move stuff around to give it actual flavor so it's not straight on the beat.
Yes.
I know how to I can play guitar great in the studio because I don't need to come up with a progression. I will come up with a chord and then I'll think, oh, this seventh minor is a cooler variation, and I'll play that and strum it and I'll record it.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's weird. Do you do a lot of live shows?
So with the hip hop stuff, I opened up for Waka Flocka Flame, Polo G.
Really?
Yeah.
No Hands, Waka Flocka Flame as a DJ. When you say, listen to this track, when I drop that is a 100%,
Huge.
not a 99%.
Huge.
That will light people on fire
Huge.
every time.
Dude, when I was 18.
You opened for
no,
him.
I was 17. Yeah, 17 in Springfield, actually. And, the promoter told me this, and he said, look. And I looked, and I'm not even kidding. Paint on the walls at the Outland Ballroom. Yeah, my parents would go there and be like, yeah, we gotta get the hell out of here. But the paint would be melting. Just how hot it got. It was upstairs so you could feel the floor. And he would get in the crowd. That was probably the best. That was probably the funnest I ever had. But I opened for Polo G.
Okay.
NLE Chop at the Shrine. There's a lot more. Soulja Boy, Kurt Cobain.
I remember when Soulja Boy was here.
Yeah.
So this was not that long ago that you were still doing.
Soulja Boy was the last one I did. It was 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had no clue that this is this recent of a transition into the country music / singing.
Yeah. I would do the hip hop stuff.
Interesting. Do a lot of people know this, or is this like a scoop?
Kind of. People around here does.
Okay.
And then I would get good reactions, but the streams and the content and everything, I never went hard on content, but I didn't get what I needed out of it. I just stopped for probably a couple of years, and then, my buddy said, hey, I think you have a great voice. I heard you singing in the shower or something. Pause. And, he just said, you should go to the studio. And I was like, no, I ain't doing that. And finally, I just went on the road, started working some blue-collar work, and went to the studio and recorded Time Machine, and I was like, please get 1,000 streams. I checked the next day, it was at 20,000 streams.
Wow.
Yeah.
The streams, that's one thing going into this podcast for me. My biggest issue, I would have been much more successful in music if I didn't have such high expectations of if something did not succeed very quickly, it just made me give up.
That's exactly
and
right.
so going into this, I have much more real expectations of I have committed 100% of I will do this podcast once a week for an entire year, and then I will assess what is going well, what is not. But I am not expecting for the first one to get any number of views, because I do think one of the reasons I thought I could do a good podcast is I do have connections. I know a lot of people. I even have had a couple people from major labels that told me they would get me people to interview on this podcast. And so I think I can get interviews with people that have big followings, and I do think that will really help me. But I feel like more than anything, I have gone into this thinking it is not going to work or blow up immediately.
I don't know, your mentality, it's just, I don't know, 1 episode, 2 episodes, 10 episodes, you're going to find your niche.
Yep.
Right? Whether it's, I seen this clip blow up because here's what I said, or here's where I started at. It caught people's attention that quick. I think you're going to kill it. I really do.
I appreciate it, man. I do have a lot of fun just talking to people, and I don't really feel nervous. I knew that just we would be able to find a point where we were just talking. I have some notes over here, but I don't really care about those questions. It's more just I want it to feel like a hangout, and this totally does.
That's what it feels like.
Quick questions that have nothing to do with music or anything else. Do you believe in conspiracy theories?
Yeah.
What do you think is the most realistic one?
The ones I'll talk about the ones I can probably talk about.
Okay.
But I think Area 51 obviously it's a real deal.
Right.
But the stuff they have in there.
Sure.
Oh my goodness.
Do you think there's, other life?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
I think I do too.
Of course I believe in God and He's a creator, but
is that promised that there's not? I don't think anything is promised that we're the only.
I think there's some crazy stuff going on.
There's got to be.
There's some crazy stuff going on.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the moon deal. I mean,
what about the moon? Do you think that we didn't really land there? I do. So that's a great one. Yeah. Doesn't it just sound like I love America? I'm so proud to be an American. But if we were in a race against Russia to get to the moon, don't you think somebody might just say, you know what? I think we could film this and we will win this battle. Because that sounds like something we would do.
I mean, of course, they could have pulled it off. I don't know, but I mean, at the time, they didn't really have CGI or anything. So but that's what brings me back to it.
Bouncing around, and I don't know.
It looks
we
so
never went
too.
back, and it's like, why wouldn't we have? That's the one for me.
The smooth bounces, and they take a picture of the footprint and everything, and it's just.
And somehow they shot that little thing. Think about this: how hard it is to shoot a spacecraft that is built on Earth with these crazy towers around it. Think how hard that is. And this thing that just landed on the moon is able to shoot off of that and come back to that feels fairly unlikely. Okay, I really connected with you.
Yeah, okay. I was just good thing.
Yeah, that one for whatever reason. Celebrity crush, who would that be?
I have to go not even just because it's country, but Ella Langley.
I don't actually know who that is.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Okay,
beautiful.
I promise I will look
Ella.
her up.
I'll let your boy.
Yeah, this could be one of those moments, the way that Travis Kelce hit up Taylor Swift. What if you guys ended up together?
Ella, I'm coming for you.
He would let you slap him.
Yeah,
you could slap him
times.
for sure. You could slap him the hardest.
Yeah.
Have you ever been slapped in real life other than that? Maybe. I thought of this earlier, and I thought, have I been slapped? I don't think so, but I do think I might have been.
I bet I have.
That's kind of how I feel, too. I just feel like I was kind of a jerk at times.
Yeah, I have. I think like downtown Springfield, actually. I think I was 18 going to the bar, or I was 21, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that.
He was 21.
I didn't buy a girl a drink, not because I didn't want her to, but she was obviously a little off the deep end, and she went to MSU, and it wasn't. I don't think it was the hardest she could have slapped, but it was a drunk slap, and honestly, it made me like her more. I think that's why I'm single. Is I don't really play hard.
Well, we made this happen because when you're dating Ella Langley, when you're dating her, it's going to trickle back to this moment, and it's going to blow up this podcast. So
huge.
This is going to be the Travis Kelce Taylor Swift moment, and people are going to say, "Wow, he called that out." So we knew that was going to go down like that. This is that big moment. Have you ever done any line dancing?
You're hitting me with everything right now. If I go to a little line dance bar in Nashville, or in Texas, we're in Texas, anywhere. If you can line dance, you're gonna get a couple numbers. So do you like if Wobble comes on, or I don't know what other if all that comes on, if the line dance stuff comes on, Cotton Eye Joe.
Yes, here we go.
I'm gonna go outside.
Okay.
Yeah,
that is a vibe.
I love it. Not that I'm not coordinating or anything, but just have never figured it out. And
no, I'm not. I'm a DJ, and there's a lot of DJs that when they play those songs, they go out and lead the dance. That is not me.
Hey, but you know what's huge when girls be like, "Hey, you know how to do this?" I'm like, "No, I don't." and they kind of just teach you, like they'll teach you how, which you're never going to remember how to do it, but
Sure.
they just kind of like give you a step, and it's almost a connecting moment. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah.
There's been a lot of good advice, free advice out here of how to
guys,
do it.
Take notes.
One of the most fun DJ gigs I ever had was at this place in Tulsa, and the DJ area was nearly on the second floor, so it was just looking down on the dance floor, and you would just play the same 5 line dancing songs: Cotton Eye Joe, Wobble, Cha Cha Slide, and then you would play 3 boring songs, and people would go get a drink,
Yep.
and then you would just start over playing those other
Yeah.
ones. And it was so fun because you were literally just like a DJ god, basically.
Yeah.
They would lose their mind every time you played like the Macarena or something like that. Wobble is the one though. That one
yeah.
literally like blows people's mind.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
all right, I have no idea why my brain thinks of these questions
I
to
love it.
ask.
I love it. It's awesome.
But we have Bray here. You can find him on all social media. What is it? Bray Cook
Bray
Music?
Cook Music, yeah.
Okay. That's the same on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all 3?
Yep.
All right, man. That's coming. No matter when you watch this, I will have links to all of his social media. Dude, thank you so much. This
Thank
was
you.
really, really fun.
Thank you. From back to 16, 17, listen to you on the radio. We're doing something right.
Yeah,
that's awesome,
we
man.
are. All right. I have no idea how to end any of them, so I'm just like, bye.